To introduce to you the IEP written for the student named Holden Caulfield. This IEP was written under the consideration of Holden's receptive, expressive, and pragmatic deficits, as well as his difficulty processing information, which impairs his ability to communicate and interact socially with others in the school, vocational, and community setting. In order to assist with this, his assistive technology consideration needs to be Holden benefits from high tech. These high tech benefits include word processors, spelling, and grammar devices, and as well as low tech. These include visual supports. Holden uses graphic organizers to help him identify key information in text. He also benefits from the use of checklists in order to complete multi-step tasks. Holden also uses alarms and reminders to help mitigate executive functioning deficits. Holden's behavior does not impede his or his classmates' learning. He has no language or needs, nor is he visually impaired. Holden is also not deaf or hard of hearing. And with specifics to academic performance in mathematics, Holden has difficulty with generalizing concepts and this impacts his skills with measurement principles, calculating elapsed time, and solving multi-step problems. Holden requires targeted programming with systematic support to his development of measurement principles, time application, and completing multi-step problems. Holden's difficulty with attention and slow rate of learning affect his progress in math and impede his access to the general education classroom. Given that he has this annual goal, it's written as given a scenario with real-world time management problems, and after identifying the problem, Holden will calculate how much earlier he needs to start to have enough time in 4 out of 5 opportunities across 2 days. This is associated with scheduling. Scheduling using public transportation independently when issues do occur. For example, metro shutdowns if you're in DC, or weather delays or inclement weather. And for reading, Holden has deficits in comprehension and understanding the purpose of the reading for a document. This impacts his ability, which require direct instruction in order to increase his independence. Given this deficit, his goal reads that given a scenario of real-world time management problems again, Holden will demonstrate problem-solving skills by identifying the problem first and then determining the best solution to the problem 5 out of 5 opportunities across 2 days. For communication, speech, and language, Holden has mastered his expressive language goal throughout his IEP. This occurred over the last year, which was given an open-ended question about personal information, preferences, or personal experiences. For example, tell me about your day. He was asked to give 2 to 3 relevant details in a response for 80% of opportunities as measured across 3 consecutive sessions. These measurements were taken through teacher observation. Given practice opportunities, Holden used relevant vocational vocabulary to describe his work experiences. He benefits from increased processing time to plan his responses to questions, as well as benefits from using fill-in-the-blank sentence scripts to encourage the use of only the key details. Holden needs to continue this practice, answering open-ended questions about his preferences and experiences using specific language. Although Holden demonstrates relative strength in answering open-ended questions about his work experiences, he continues to require prompting and answering open-ended questions that require higher order language and thinking skills. For example, describing his strengths and weaknesses, describing ideal work environment, or problem-solving scenario questions. Holden needs to answer these type of questions so that he can advocate for his strengths, needs, experiences, and preferences, and participate in interview-based conversations as he approaches transition to work life. Holden occasionally has difficulty acknowledging feedback. That involves access to knowledge about a particular person, place, experience, or about its social expectations. Holden will occasionally attempt to discuss the feedback multiple times across the span of the day or multiple days. This area of need will be targeted incidentally across staff members as the frequency of these occurrences has decreased over the last IEP year. Holden is a friendly student who enjoys interacting socially with peers and staff. He participates in reciprocal conversation with others, gains attention appropriately, and uses strategies, for example, can you help me, or what does this mean, to advocate for his comprehension needs. Holden benefits from written scripts to encourage the use of self-advocacy strategies. He also benefits from explicit practice opportunities to learn social expectations, which include how to introduce yourself in an interview. Holden needs to advocate for his strengths, needs, and preferences across settings and communication partners. This skill should be generalized, saying that Holden's reduced processing speed and expressive language needs. He has difficulty maintaining this interaction about these topics with others. He may lose focus on the topic and often will ask unrelated questions. Holden needs to create a communication story, which is a pre-programmed script prepared with visuals, so pictures or video examples that will help him practice understanding what the details are and what he is trying to communicate and how to communicate it. Practice sharing it with a variety of communication partners. This story will allow Holden to share information about himself in ways to support him in the classroom or the workplace. Important note to end, classroom aids and services for Holden should include visual cues, extended wait times, small group instruction, template for organizing written output, short, simplified oral directions, limited and simplified verbal instruction, checklist written as instructional level, written prompts, time to plan in writing before a given verbal response, written copy of strategies to increase comprehension, prompts to refer to comprehension strategy list, frequent checks for comprehension. This is all important to make sure he is understanding not only what he is doing, but what is attempted to be taught to him. Periodic consultation with speech-language pathologists. That is important also for the reinforcement of his communication goals. Periodic consult from occupational therapists. Reminders about criteria for expected interactions with people. Very, very important note for understanding the type of student Holden is. He needs to refrain from buying gifts for acquaintances, giving compliments on physical appearance to people, using scripts to respond to feedback. Now, the compliments to physical appearance comes off as and it is a very genuine compliment. However, the social cue ability, that's the receptive communication, it has difficulty receiving, and it is also important as someone who's going to be teaching Holden going forward. Establishing firm boundaries cannot be expressed enough. That is absolutely important for him to understand in order to have success socially in the workplace, at school, and also in his community for the rest of his life. So I hope you have a wonderful experience as I have teaching Holden, and I wish you the best. Thank you.